Okay. So today, what we're going to do is doing a VoD review just like last time, but for next Saturday's content. So we're not going to see Lotheb or Katie and Saf. I'm going to use this guide, which is the Hardcore Naxxramas Paladin deep dive, as a support, just so we can get the footage, like the order of things, and also like the protection potions you need to pop and maybe some other stuff, but mostly it's going to be a generalist VoD. So I think, yeah, we can just go ahead and start. So last time what we did was full spider wing. So now I think we can start, I think, at Patchwerk, because we stopped part 8 last time, which were the Scientist Pact. Okay. So Patchwerk is a very healing intensive fight. Just to very quickly say what he does, the most important ability that he has is Hateful Strike. Every 1.2 seconds, he will select among the players that are number 2, 3, and 4 in threat. He will select the one with the most health that is in melee range of him and strike him for an immense amount of damage, something like, I don't know, 30k or something like that, unmitigated. And what we want is to, so first of all, let the tanks grab threat on him and make sure they are indeed the first 4 people in threat. It's extremely dangerous to rip if you're melee. It's okay if you are ranged, but you shouldn't anyway. So we will have the melees dip into the slime river just before the fight so that they can be low HP. And that makes it so that even if they rip accidentally, they would not be targeted by Patchwerk, because most likely one of the other 3 Hateful Strike Soakers will be a higher HP. So that should be okay. So Patchwerk is basically kind of a... Oh, by the way, I should give you this if you want to follow on your own screens or whatever. I'm going to link it again in the discussion that we're in right now. Okay, if you need. All right, so it's kind of a war of attrition because we want to kill him before our mana depletes, and it's extremely mana intensive because we want to kill him as fast as possible, and he does so much damage that the healers have to bomb the biggest heals they have for the whole fight, all right? And then at 5% HP, he will enrage and do even more damage, so we most likely will see tanks use big cooldowns like Last Stand, Shield Wall, or use the Life-Giving Gem. So yeah, basically every healer needs to have your maximum healing power gear, and you need to do everything in your power to have mana last as long as you can. We will be popping Distilled Wisdom and all that stuff. So only big heals. Why do we want only big heals on Patchwerk? Because you want tanks to be topped to 100% HP every time they get hit. Because if they are topped to only, let's say, 85%, they might take a hit that is worth 87% of their HP, and that could kill them. All right, so we want them to be topped, completely topped every time. And then on the enrage, yeah, you pop everything. You want to make the enrage last as quick as you can. And so realistically, we can only, I mean, healers can pump 3 heals. So it's like enrage would last 10 seconds or something like that, like less. So yeah, that's an idea. So let's say the video that I have for Patchwerk. So this is how we position. We will get Patchwerk into our bank of the river, right? The melees are waiting here on the right, and ranged are this way, okay? We start bombing heals. Every healer has one tank, and you stay on your tank. So yeah, melees are waiting a bit, and then they start. So yeah, it's big heals, mana goes down. You need to use your mana consumes on cooldown. I'm basically full base and stuff, so I don't really care, but yeah, we will have to do that though. So see how the HP of the tanks drops really low every time, and they are extremely geared. Like it's kind of crazy the gear that they have. So sometimes they can get as low as 20 or 10% per strike. It's extremely scary. Okay, so let's go a bit faster. So everything goes as planned, and then this is the enrage. I think there were only dodges or misses, so we didn't see the big damage. But basically, yeah, we will see big damage. So that's what Patchwerk. Do you have any questions? Or do we just go? Okay, we keep going. After this, we have the Slime Gauntlet. So this is those little things that you see on the left. Those are not actually NPCs. They are untargetable, and they explode and one-shot you and everyone around you if they hit you. The thing that we need to know is they have a deceptively huge AoE range, which means that if they explode, they will reach like clearly outside of what you would have thought. We've had so many people die to this because it doesn't feel like they should explode that far. All right, so what we do is we send paladins one by one. We want to make them explode and to clear the way. You cannot be slow on this. You really need to follow the rate, all right? Yeah, I'm waiting for people that are a bit late. Okay, well, let's go, come on. So paladins have to strafe like this. You do a little wiggle to increase your detection rate, and then you follow everyone. Okay, so I have this clip that shows kind of how you can die from a deceptively long range. Let's see, yeah. Oh, well, actually, that was close. That was close, but yeah. So we lost a paladin to this, for example. This is a. I feel like it keeps freezing. Anyway, so we also had maybe show you so this death. And we will have a priest be a little bit too slow, and he will die. And like almost 5 people died from this, but we were like a few pixels away. So see UFO lover, he's the priest with benediction in the back, and he's going to get hit now by. So like if you see like he does really not look like he's gonna get hit, right? And at that range, like I would be dead. Shenki, Mirakashi Dissolution would be dead from the explosion. So yeah, be very careful. Then we have the Stitched Spewer packs. So those guys, they are. So let's watch while I explain. Where are they? Yeah. So that's another one of the jumps that we don't want to make. We just regen after the slime. So those guys, what they do is they will put a poison on all the raid. It doesn't do much damage, but it's good to cleanse. It's more mana efficient anyway. You might want GNPP for this. If you cannot really afford, then I guess it's okay as long as we do not double full packs. It's not really scary. What they do also is they will select someone and like knock them really, really high up in the air, and you can die from the fall damage, which is why we want to stay under this little arch, because there's a very, really low ceiling compared to the rest of the room. So I would even say the optimal position to stand is not where I am, it's where I'm just going, right here. If you are exactly under the arch, the ceiling is even lower. See, that just happened, by the way. Someone was just sent, hit the floor, and came back. My Wikora is screaming at me, but this poison is not dangerous, so we don't really care. I'm just like having fun. All right. And then more of the same.
Bro,
Just more
sorry
of
to
the same.
interrupt. The video is quite laggy on disc. I don't know if it's worth you like stopping and restarting
Oh,
the video. It's like really
yeah,
low
sure.
frames.
Oh wait, that's because, all right, that's because my stream has complete. Oh no, actually, wait, what the fuck? Okay, maybe it's my internet. Okay, I'm good. I'm coming back. Just one sec. All right.
Shut up, Lala.
Do you even hear me well?
Yeah, I can hear you absolutely fine. But the frames on the video are just like real like choppy.
Has it been the case for like since like the beginning?
It was the Patchwerk one was like slightly choppy, but like manageable. But now it's just like the frames are really bad for this video, so I didn't know if it was.
What the fuck? All right, it's weird. All right, I mean, let me see if it's still the case. Otherwise, I can just reboot my computer. Sometimes it can do weird things, so it
Yeah,
would
no
take like
worries.
2 minutes. Okay, so let me know. Anyway, this is okay. That's just my software doing that every time I press play. But okay, so more of the same. We like staying under the low ceiling. You see, someone was just thrown in the air, and I was just thrown in the air. Okay, we can stand them with the. And yeah. All right, and that's all for those. There's only 3 packs. And then we will go to Grobbulus. But I feel like is the frame stuff still a mess?
That looked better. I'll let you know if it happens again though.
Oh, okay, okay. Because I'm seeing it honestly on my own computer. It feels like it's having trouble. Okay, so now Grobbulus. So Grobbulus were going to be in this room, and the tank will basically be kiting Grobbulus in like following this U shape. All right, why that? Because the main ability that Grobbulus has, and that we need to be extremely careful of, is that he has a 180-degree AoE that is frontal, and every person that is hit by this takes damage first, but also will spawn an ad, like a slime. And there will always be at least one because the main tank is always hit. But if there's too many slimes, this is a wipe. Clearly a wipe. We can hold a few slimes, but like 20 people getting hit is like a disaster. All right. So what will happen is I made those little pictures. I think you can see. Maybe I can zoom in. So at first, okay, Zoom is being a bit crazy. So at first, everyone will be behind the boss. So it's an actual 180. So you need to be extremely strict on your positioning. But then, as the boss will start to be kited around the U shape, we also have to adjust. Otherwise, if the raid was like staying here, we would have more and more people getting hit each time, and it would be a complete disaster. So everyone will have to try to stay in the middle. Like casters want to stay in range to hit, and the healers want to be in range to heal. But you also have kind of to follow and make sure you're always on the right half of the room, right? So that's the first ability. And the second one, so I will be doing the cleansing. No one else should do the cleansing. I actually recommend that you remove the ability from your bars if you have a cleanse, because like reflexes are extremely strong, and I see experienced people make that mistake every so often, and we cannot allow this in our run for like next week. So only one person can do cleanse. Why? Because the boss will select someone and they will be like poisoned, and when the poison is cleansed, it will leave a like a pool of poison on the ground that will expand over time forever until the boss dies. And of course, if you're near people when you're cleansed, then you're going to damage everyone or even kill everyone. Does a lot of damage. So every time you are poisoned, you want to get behind your own stack so that you can be cleansed, and then you come back. So for example, if you're a ranged, you're here, you will go this way, get cleansed, come back. If you're a melee, you go behind, get cleansed, come back. And also the same pools of poison will get dropped under his own feet by the boss every so often, which is why we need to be kiting him. Otherwise the melees stand in the poison. So let's see what it looks like. I think it's a local video. I see here. So you cannot hear my own mic here, but I will be doing the calls. So I say the name of the player, move out. So Preyland, move out. I wait. I cleanse, and that's good. And Preyland can come back. Now Vital. So Vital move. So see how they have to move pretty far away because the pools will keep expanding. So we want to be able to move. So Velania is a melee. He gets dispelled, and then he goes back. All right. I also want to show how some of our ranged are really not careful enough with their positioning. Like those people right here, they could like create a disaster if they like by a few pixels. It's extremely dangerous to do this. Also, the slimes, every time they spawn, they should be tanked by an off tank, and they do a lot of damage. As you can see, Meow for tank just took quite a slap just here. Yeah, also it can sometimes be pretty hard for the main tank to see that the boss just dropped a pool. So if you're a melee, you have to be vocal. If you're standing in one and the boss needs to move, you say it out loud. Yeah. Any questions? Nope. All right. Well, then now we continue on to Gluth. But first, there's a Gluth preparation on the pipe. It's kind of a mini boss. Wait, let me unzoom. Yeah, maybe like this. Okay. So it's kind of a mini boss by itself because it's a bit annoying. So we are going to go on a pipe, and then we are going to go into a toxic tunnel that does nature damage over time. And the thing is, on a pipe, we will be seen by the Grobbulus slimes that he spawns, on the room from his balcony. Basically, the pipe is his balcony. So the slimes will see us, and they will, we will be put in combat. So you want to have everything ready before you get on the pipe. Otherwise, you cannot food buff and all that stuff. You will want to prep up GNPP before Grobbulus. Oh, as well, by the way, GNPP for Grobbulus, and you also want GNPP for Gluth. All right. And then if you fall from the pipe, you might get killed by the slimes. Okay, so you petri, you immediately say it. We will send a rescue team, and or we will summon you back. Okay. So yeah, you prepare everything while you're on the pipe, and then we start Gluth. But let's see first, maybe the pipe. Do I even have footage of this? I mean, doesn't really matter, right? Yeah, I mean, I can show this. I know I have clips from like of people falling, but I didn't have time to find them. So yeah, after Grobbulus, we climb here, and the pipe is kind of easy to fall if you're not confident, if you're not. Yeah, I see the frames drop as well. It's weird. Okay, anyway, so yeah, you prepare here, and you can see the slimes on the left. They're here. And yeah, so this is the pipe, and to go into the tunnel, we will jump. And so yeah, be a bit careful. Also, do not stand in front of the tunnel with your GNPP because you already take damage from the front, so you like it will eat your GNPP. And then, oh my god, yeah, I'm seeing it. Do you guys see? Also, with some freeze on my frames.
I didn't notice it just then, but it could have been, yeah.
Okay, maybe it's just me, but that means it's good. It's better to have the VoD good quality. Okay, so now we can see Gluth, right? Where is my Gluth video? It's here. So this video is me kiting, but it's actually a pretty good point of view to see what happens. Okay. So first of all, we will jump into the tunnel, and you need to hug right, okay? Because there's a hole on the left, and if you fall, you will fall into the slime gauntlet that explodes that we just saw earlier. So you die, all right? If you fall, you petri, and honestly, because it's Frontier and we need everyone, I will say you fall, you petri until you are between two slimes, you unpetri, and you come back and you do the same. Because I don't think we can afford to have people sit in petri for the whole fight. So basically, we jump. Yep. And we hug right. Your GNPP will be doing all the work for you here. I don't have GNPP because I use Stone Shield for the kiting. Okay. And so this is Gluth, and here it starts. Okay, so let's see, what does Gluth do? So basically we will want to have Gluth positioned against the door with MP with his own back against the door so that the melees can be here, all right? And then the range will be spread in a semi-circle like this. But honestly, the healer position here is pretty bad. You should not be following this. Healers should be exactly here on the sides against the door. Why so? Because Gluth has a giganormous hitbox, and he does a fear which has a 20 yards range. And if you are behind Gluth, you cannot reach the tank to heal without being in range of the fear. But if you're standing here and there, you can absolutely outrange the fear. So healers should be standing here, except the healers that are going to be on me when I'll be doing the kiting in this area. So nothing really happens for most people here. I don't want to explain too much the kiting, but basically so zombies will spawn every few seconds from those three things on the floor, and they will go to Gluth. Actually, I mean, they will follow highest threat, which is why I can kite them. But if they go close enough to Gluth will charge them and regain a lot of HP per zombie. which means we could have to start the fight all over. It's extremely dangerous. We cannot allow Gluth to heal like this, which is why I will kite them for the whole fight, and you do damage and you kill the boss. However, because we don't have the DPS, we will see another ability from Gluth, which is Decimate. When that happens, it's extremely dangerous. We will all be dropped down instantly to 5% HP, all of us. It's like, it's extremely scary because you will have like a few hundred HP or less, even the tank. So what we do is we will have one designated paladin lay on hands the tank, and when Decimate happens, all the zombies cannot be kited anymore. They will all go to Gluth, which is extremely dangerous because if they reach Gluth, then their Gluth will regen to like so much HP, like we're gonna wipe, all right? So now that we have the ranged here and the melees here, they are in good position to leave the bus, go to wherever the zombies are. I don't exactly know where I'll be indicating because we never reach Decimate with HC Elite. But if I'm like here, ideally they would have the biggest travel time to reach the bus. So melees and ranged can all AoE down the zombies. All right, most of them will be packed around where I was, but there might be some of them that just spawned and will start from there. All right. So it's extremely important. It's the highest priority to kill the zombies before they reach Gluth. I guess some healers can help, especially if you are engineers with some. I mean, I don't know yet if we're gonna ask people to GFPP and Sapper. I think it's not bad, but we're still discussing. Otherwise, it could be holy water. Yeah. So yeah, you also need GFPP if you're going to Sapper the zombies, because remember you'll be 5% HP, so Sapper would kill you without this. All right. So yeah. After this, the zombies are dead, and we can keep killing the boss, and the boss should die. We might have a tank swap at some point because the boss does a stacking, like bleed. All right. So let's see. So you see, melees have to be extremely careful not to parry ice the boss at first, and then I will start the cating. But you see. So YMB pushes him a little bit more, and you see the zombies coming towards me, and the boss is against the door. Okay, so we can't really see, but you can see the semicircle of casters. You have some healers in the middle because they're like protecting me. And then we will see the boss again. Oh yeah, because I said it, but the boss has a fear, so the melees will get feared. You might want the Alliance Trinket, or maybe just rely on fear wards. And so yeah, you can see basically how the raid is positioning. And here we killed the boss. But if we had not, and there was a decimate, then all the zombies over here, there's a lot now, like we can't see them, but yeah, they would start going to the boss, and all those DPS would immediately switch to the zombies. Yeah. Is there any question?
Do you know what's the decimate timer? Like,
Yeah,
how long is
DBM
it?
has it. DBM has it. It's not here, by the way, but I don't know why. Why is there no timer?
I think
Maybe
it's a window similar
no,
to
no, no, no.
like there's a certain
I
time
just
and when it
watched.
can happen.
I just watched replays on YouTube like an hour ago, and they had a specific timer, and it happened on the exact moment. But maybe it was bigwigs. I guess DBM maybe does not make it appear until it's like 20 seconds left or something. I do think that wait, let me check because I had it open. It says on the Gluth wowhead, it says that he uses the summit at a specific time, if I recall correctly. Yeah, it's every 100 seconds. So
Okay, thank you.
something like that. I mean, they say about every 100, so maybe it's a window, but I mean, I watched 2 videos and it was a precise time on their UI. All right.
I can sheep this guy.
Okay.
Pretty base fine, right? Just Hearth.
Oh
my god.
So now that Gluth is dead, we are going to start the road to Thaddius. And that is a kind of straightforward thing, but I still need to be careful. Do I have footage? So there are patrols that will cross the, like on our path. All right. And there are extremely dangerous packs of mobs guarding the gates on the left and on the right. You have like the usual acolytes, but also the dogs, which we have never seen yet. And if we like had all of those at the same time, it would be a catastrophe. So you want to be extremely fast. You do not want to be late. When we say green light, you move in with everyone. If you are too late, you stay behind and we will summon you on the other side. All right. And now, so Thaddius. Thaddius is a 2-part boss. As first, we will fight Stalagg and Feugen, which are the 2 mini bosses on the platforms, and then we will jump to the main platform and fight Thaddius himself. So the raid will be split into 2 halves, one left, one right, depending on, I mean, your class. The boss on the right has a mana burn that has a 30 yards range, if I recall correctly. So all the casters that are there, I mean, I don't think there will be casters, maybe like 1 or 2, but for buffs, but yeah, mainly healers will stand against the wall on the extreme right of the room, and you need to outrange the mana burn. And if your tank is not tanking the boss far enough from the wall so that you get hit by the mana burn, you need to be very vocal about this. So DPS will stand here. Most melees will be there and hitting this one. I never know which one is which, but yeah. And this one boss, he has a very hard hitting ability. So I think that's what's his special ability compared to the other. And I think they both have knockbacks. So you never position yourself between the edge and the boss. All right. Otherwise, you get thrown into the slime, and yeah, it's really bad. Okay, you don't die. It's the same slime as usual, but you'd have to come back and get healed. And if it's the tank, it's even worse. All right. So now some other thing is those guys, they need to be tanked approximately always upwards from the line that I am tracing with my cursor right now, because if they go too much far away from their Tesla coil, which is the 2 devices that you see right here, the raid will be hit by a giganormous AoE nature damage that goes through Petri, Divine Shield, everything. It's impossible to survive this. Like, we wipe. So you need to like tanks will need to make sure that they don't get too far away from those. Yeah, if you are an engineer and you have Masterwork Target Dummy and you are ranged, you can stand here. A few of them should do that. A few of us should do that. And if the boss tries somehow, because of some issues that happen sometime, to follow a tank that gets sent there, because the tanks will swap position every so often. Somehow, the boss could try to follow them and like go like down the ramp and go back here. Then we intercept the bus with dummies around here, just like a few of us. All right. And the last thing about them, they need to be killed at the same time. Otherwise, I think it unleashes the Tesla coil and we wipe. I think that's what happens if they don't die at the same time. So yeah, it's extremely, extremely bad if it happens. Yeah, and then we will jump. But first, let's see what it looks like. So I'm very often on the left, so I think I only have the left side footage. Yeah, I'm gonna go, yeah. Okay, so here we are about to engage. So the tanks can get really smacked on the run-in, so you want to use your instant heals. And you see me stand on the position to dummy. That was just for the video because this toon is not an engineer, but you see Len is behind me and ready to dummy. So yeah, every so often you see the tanks will see like they get switched from platform to platform. They get yeeted. And you can see like almost all, if not all of the casters are on the left platform because they don't need to be careful about the mana burn. So yeah, kill at the same time, kill at the same time. And here we are. Oh, also, forgive me, I forgot again. This is a GNPP that you want to prep for this. Only GNPP, you don't need anything else, but it's extremely important because that can mean life or death with the Tesla coil or with Thaddius abilities. And now the infamous jump. So I actually have a trick. So the big jump and how not to fail. So of course you guys know this, but this is vanilla, not Wrath of the Lich King, which means we cannot just fall off the edge. Otherwise we fall into slime. In Wotalka it's fixed, but if you don't have experience from vanilla, you need to jump. But there's a trick. So the reason why people sometimes fall is because there's a tiny step just before the edge, which is this thing that you see. Yeah. And if you jump while you're climbing the tiny ledge, your jump can be cancelled by the terrain and then you fall in the slime. And it can also depend on your latency. So you can 100% avoid this. And I pray, please, everyone in the raid, please do this. Okay, because I see experienced players fall in the slime every so often, not every time, but you know. Please, everyone, use that method. You go on this vertical ledge, like you already get over the step, and then you can jump whenever. It's extremely easy because even if I jumped here, like here, I would absolutely reach the platform. Once you jump, you have so much leeway. Like jumping gives you so much additional distance that you can jump even before you would have jumped from like this bad step. All right. So it looks like this. You do this. So this is the bad step. I could jump from anywhere here. Like this rectangle is eligible. You would reach the platform. Okay. So do not try to jump at the last moment. This is when you fall. Okay. You can jump here. It's extremely okay. You just do whatever. And yeah, see how far I arrived? Like you have so much leeway. All right. So just do this. And then we all go to the middle and healers can start precasting on the main tank because Thaddius is about to wake up. And I'm not doing this because I'm trolling, of course. So Thaddius. A most important ability that Thaddius has is the polarity. So every few dozens of a second, he will mark 20 people randomly with the positive charge and the 20 other people with the negative charge. And everyone needs to stack with their own charge. All right. So the rule is if you have a positive charge, you go on the right, and if you have a negative one, you go on the left. And I did not say this also, but if you lose losers runs here. If you fall, you follow this arrow for losers, and you go back to you swim back to the entrance. it's extremely important that you go there as fast as you can because Thaddius will randomly select people to chain light them. And if you get hit by a chain lightning and you're in the slime, you could get one shot because, of course, you know, your stamina is reduced by 90%. So you really want to be at the entrance when Thaddius is starting to use his spells. All right. Because this is Frontier, I don't think we do like HCE. In HCE, people stay there. But I think you want to go back to a platform and try to jump again. However, please only, like you need to pick one of the platforms and you only try to jump when your charge is the one from your side, right? If I had a negative charge and I tried to jump here, that would be a very bad idea, all right? So wait until you have a positive if you're here or negative if you're there and then try to jump again. So, okay, what do the charges do? If you are near someone that has the opposite charge, you will both shock each other for 2k nature damage, which means if you are in the wrong stack, you take something like 40k nature damage and you get instantly one shot. And also, if you are near people with the same stack, you get a huge, extremely huge damage bonus. Okay, it's like a crazy amount, which means that all mana users should absolutely not use dark runes, otherwise you will one-shot yourself. All right, so do not do that. You die. So now let's see what the position looks like because it needs to be pretty precise. Yeah, it's the same video actually. So Thaddius is going to use polarity. And it says polarity changed to negative. I want to say something though, is that add-ons are known to show you the wrong alert. All right, we've had people die to this. So you should never watch whatever DBM says or bigwigs or whatever. You watch the icon on your debuff bars. All right, that is the only truth that you need to follow. So here it says the truth. So I should go left. While we are running, you want to be using instant heals on the main tank. And everyone should stack in a very precise spot. And I'm going to explain it. The charge range has approximately the same distance as you see from the first guy from the positive charge stack to the first guy from the negative charge stack. So that means if you do not want to kill the tank, you want to stay at max melee range, okay? If there's too many people too close to Thaddius, you will one-shot the tank on the other side due to shocking him, and you will all take 2k damage. And if there are a bit too many people also that are too close on the other stack, have the raid one-shot each other, all right? This is extremely dangerous. This is, by the way, one of the most deadly and dangerous bosses in Naxxramas. He's like top 5. And I think in HC Elite, it's the boss that has killed the most people by far. I mean, I think I know that. So yeah. Also, when you get a new charge, you will want to pass through the boss to the other side as fast as you can. Okay. Hunters do not aspect of the pack because you will get dazed and die. We've had so many hunters die to this. So if you are a caster, you do not want to be any farther than max melee range either, because otherwise, if you start your run from here, you will never reach the other stack in time, and you will get killed by the people in this stack. Okay, so I think I tried to give a good POV with like putting my camera downwards. Yeah, like something like that. So if you see, like you should be all standing like around here, and all the people that are there, except hunters, they're trolling. Hunters have to, but yeah, like people here, it's extremely bad. If they get selected and they're a bit too slow, it's GG, and they could kill the tank like this as well. So let's see how the fight goes. polarity shift soon.
And
So,
also
yeah.
mages who think they can blink, you can't, because actually, so being close matters, because you probably want to refresh the ignite by using fire blast and stuff like that. So you can't blink and be farther away. I mean, you could, but ideally you don't want to.
Yeah. Also, it's like it's 1 GCD long, so of course you can like just
Yeah.
path and. So same when you go through the boss, you want to use instant cast heals if you're a healer. So see, like it's supposed to help you, but sometimes your own bubble gets hidden by all the other bubbles. So watch your own debuff. Really, it's really important. So see people pass, and there you go. And no one died. And I will get my own charge change in just a few seconds and pass through the boss. And then I have 2 things to say, because there's another thing that can kill. So here I see I'm positive, so I go the other way. Okay, so one thing that you need to know is you can petri the damage from the charges, which means if you realize that you fucked up, you are 2 seconds into the new polarity and you haven't moved and you are going to be one shot, you can petri the damage. However, please keep in mind that you are going to shock 19 people or 20 people around you for 2k damage, and it will keep pulsing again every 3 seconds. So if you stay in petri, you will kill all the stack, like everyone in the stack that you're in, okay, in like just a few seconds. So if that happens, you petri the damage, you shock everyone for 2k, you click petri off immediately, and you run to the right side. I mean, to the appropriate side. All right. Because you cannot allow yourself to stay in the same position and kill the 20 people that are in their appropriate position. So yeah, also paladins can divine shield, and mages, if you have the ignite running and it's like, I mean, that's what will happen. You want the mage to go here and petri there, and all the others will like get like, I mean, keep the ignite rolling, but you will be petried here. Otherwise, Thaddius moves and it's all fucked up. Yeah, and the hunter pets stay here. So yeah, that's it. Also, one last gift that Thaddius gives us when he dies is that we will have the last tick of polarity that you see. This one is special. It will only tick once after this long timer ends, and this time everyone in range will shock you, and you will shock everyone in range, even if they have the same charge as you. So what we do is we have all the negatives stay in the room and spread out, while all the positives take the portal and spread out in the like entrance of Naxxramas. All right. Also, keep in mind that you keep pulsing every 3 seconds against the negative if you're positive, and against the positive if you're negatives. So we cannot have the negatives go into the portals again. I mean, with the positives, otherwise, like they will die, because yeah, it pulses every 3 seconds. Only the last pulse is shocking everyone. So let's see. Oh, actually, I mean, you see everyone's like spreading out, spreading out, spreading out. You need to harness the fact that you have cleared some wings. So yeah. Yeah. Also, maybe I could show you, I don't know. Do I have Thaddius? Do I have a negative charge here? Oh no, I had a positive charge. Oh wait, actually. Oh no, I have a negative charge, which is good because I wanted to show you this. You can climb this wall. So you can kind of glitch into the air here. Like as you can see, a normal toon cannot just simply jump, but you see, I can glitch into this like in the air, and then you just jump again, and you can. So you need to see who is too close, and you can run like pretty far away. I didn't do it because it wasn't necessary. People are far enough from me. But yeah. Yeah, so this is good enough. Maybe I might be a bit too close to this guy here, but I know we didn't shock each other, so that's okay. But that's like a sus distance. This is safe. Yeah. So that's how you spread. Also, you can absolutely jump in the slime and go to the entrance. So you can even stay in the slime because it will only shock you if someone's next to you. But if you're shocked by only one person in the slime, you die though. So be careful. So yeah. So Thaddius is a lot. So do you have anything that needs to be like repeated or cleared up? Anything? Nope. All right. Don't hesitate, because this is the VoD. If you have questions, now is the time.
So we're
Yep.
doing positives by the portal.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's
it's
a good
positive,
mnemonic
right,
for everyone
negative,
to remember.
left. Yeah.
Positives by the portal.
Yep. And now, so we finished military, and we can do plague. A plague, there's like only 2 chapters that we need to do. It's the Plague Gauntlet and Heigan, because we did up to North last time. So the Gauntlet is kind of the AQ40 Gauntlet with a lot of like little bugs that respawn all the time. This one is more dangerous, but I mean, it's still okay. I think that's it. So what you want is you want to have GSPP and GNPP pre-popped before entering the Gauntlet, and you might have your GNPP completely eaten by the Gauntlet, but in the hopes that you have some left for Heigan, you would like to have it pre-popped. Of course, if you have only one left, then save it for Heigan to repop. So we go into the Gauntlet. We don't have time to stop, so very few hard casts, most likely almost all instant cast. Please, DPS, be extremely careful of the plague beasts, which are the giga big green fungus guys that are roaming the area. We just saw one on the left, but it disappeared from the screen. So you just keep going. A lot of mobs have very annoying abilities. They will like charge you, knock you down. It's like such a mess. So that's a plague beast. You really do not want to rip threat on those. So yeah, you do whatever. We just keep going. And now we are here at the edge of the entrance from Heigan. Heigan is hiding just behind this little curtain of skulls that you see. So there is a way here, just like AQ40, to leave combat to regen mana and maybe food buff. But ideally, you want to have food buff before. And it can be really random when you leave combat. So yeah, I don't know if we're going to do this, but we will be waiting here. If you want a chance at leaving combat, you want to be running into this corner until the very last pixel. Also, do not be scared if we pull Heigan. He can see us and will run to us, but every time he leaves his room, he resets. So he will look very stupid and be like, doom, 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 doom. But yeah, maybe try not to be too close either, because he can batch one melee, like which we saw Rakulas clip right a few days ago, where he got killed like this. I mean, it was the other side of the room, but still. So yeah, we wait here. I think that's the only thing that the gauntlet said. Yeah, there isn't too much to do. Okay, so now Heigan. So this is Heigan's room. You see it's divided in 4 slices, and that's where the dance happens. We start in slice 1. So the boss standing in the middle of his platform will get pulled by the tank. It's extremely important, again, that melee do not parry haste, because it's extremely easy to kill your tank with this on the pull. If there are mobs following us, the priority is kill them first, because they also really well might go to the healers and it's like really bad. So Heigan, what he does is I think it's 12 seconds, but I might be wrong. 3 slices will erupt and do extremely heavy nature damage to everyone that's caught in them. And that it's going to be like the only free slice is going to be 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 3, then 2, then 1, and repeating until phase 2 happens. Okay, so the other abilities are he has a mana burn that hits for like a truck. Like it has a 30 yards range. Wait, is it 30 or 20? I can't recall. I should know that. I mean, it's in my replay. You'll see anyway. And you really want to, if you're a mana user on the platform, you really want to adjust, because of course the tank is going to try to position the boss in a way that there's space on the platform that does not get hit by the mana burn. But you have to be careful of that yourself. All right, so you move forward and back like according to what you need to do. So yeah, the melee stack will move like this and then back, and every so often 3 people will be randomly selected and teleported into the eye tunnel in the very back of it. Just one note for mages and for the ignite. The only person that is not eligible for the teleport is the person that is first in threat, and by that I mean in raw threat, which means if you overtake the tank, but you do not rip aggro, you only have more threat. The tank can get teleported and we wipe. All right. So you can never afford to let the ignite go over the tank in raw threat. So like the actual number. So if you get teleported, you wait until there's 6 of you. And when there's 6 people, honestly, we still haven't decided yet, I think. But what I think we will do is we want to have the 6 people run into the tunnel and get back in the room before phase 2 happens. Because when phase 2 happens, the tunnel will erupt and kill everyone inside. So you do not want to get caught in it. And if that happens and we have a call to stay, you can petri it. I mean, I'm 99% sure you can. So
Can't you log out?
I think you can actually.
Yeah, I think you log out and you can once you're
Yeah.
teleported.
I think Camp is saying to log out, if I'm not mistaken.
But it has to be decided. You can't be like, oh, finally log out, and you're in the middle of the tunnel.
Yeah.
It's either you do it before you start or you don't do it.
Yeah. Also, if we want people to come back, then I mean.
Yeah, for the DPS check, it's a
So, yeah.
hard question.
So when phase 2 happens, the tunnel gets completely nuked, and the boss will blink in the middle of his platform and will start pulsing huge AoE damage around him. That will. So I mean, and no one can stand here. Everyone needs to be on the slices. And then the slices will erupt as usual, but extremely fast compared to before, which is the dance, the infamous dance. So if you're not confident that you can dance, do not risk dying, just petri. The tank knows how to do the dance, so we will have at least one person in combat, so that will be okay. However, what I suggest is you hold on your pod CD before you get hit. If you get hit once, then you pop GNPP, which means that you could get hit twice without dying. And I mean, it's 2k. It's the minimum GNPP can save you from is 2k damage, and I think the eruptions are 4k, which means if you have 2k HP and GNPP, you for sure live. So
Can't they double hit though?
they can double hit if you. I mean, maybe you're talking about the
Like in
Delilah
patches.
clip. So
I
if
don't know a clip.
you can live and enter the zone in like, so you know what, some people do the wiggle, and if your zone, if you're on Slice 2 that is safe and Slice 3 is erupting and you wiggle and you leave enter, you take twice damage. And we had someone die because they entered left, entered left, entered left, and they took the damage like as many times as they did that. However, it's true that I've seen logs, weird logs with people taking twice the damage.
Yeah, from the same one, just like walking through and
Yeah.
getting like tick tick very
Yeah.
in quick successions.
I've seen this, but very rarely. But yeah, I guess that means if you're not confident, just do not dance. All right. What I would have liked ideally is healers, or maybe just a few healers, maybe only paladins, divine shield and heal the tank, because this you can do. But yeah, maybe the other healers can just battery. I mean, this is still something we're deciding with the council, so it's pretty blurry for what we do with phase 2. I'm sorry about that. So yeah, and if you are coming back from the tunnel, you get in before you die and you do the dance for your petri. And then the boss will resume phase 1 again at the end. All right, and we do that again. One thing was, what was it? Oh yeah, the eye tunnel is extremely dangerous. That's why we want to wait for 6 people to have been teleported before you can try to pass through the tunnel, right? Do not do this if there's only 3 of us, of you. And yeah, I think we've never had it in HC Elite, so sorry, there's no footage and I don't really have much experience with it. But I think the optimal path is by hugging this wall, which is the right wall when you start from the very back of the tunnel. So let's see what it looks like. I have 2 videos, one where I get teleported and one where I don't. So Plague, where is it? Plague Hagen. Oh, okay. So we ran in already. Right. Do I have this then? It'd be nice to have the run in as well, please. Oh yeah, this one. Okay, we have the run in. Okay. So Hagen is there. Okay, and we run in. So you use instant cast heals, you get to this, and you wait. So I think, okay, actually, yeah, it's 20. All right, that was a good footage. All right, so that's what the tunnel looks like. So if you see just in front of me, that's the tunnel, and you would
What
want
the fuck
to.
did you just write in chat?
I didn't say anything. Come on, you didn't see that. You didn't see that. So you want to hug the wall because you could. So see other people get teleported. So you could aggro those maggots. The maggots, they walk extremely slow but hit extremely hard. So do not get hit by this unless you're a tank. And the ice stalks, they slow you with Mind Flay, or I don't know, I beam, or I don't know what's the name, but they slow you. So you'd like to be hugging this right wall, unless I'm mistaken, and maybe I look like a clown when you guys see this VoD and someone has corrected me, but yeah.
No, that's,
So yeah.
that's correct. You hug the right wall. You have tanks try and grab aggro on all the maggots. You want to wait for 2 groups, so you have a plate wearer that can like battle shout and grab aggro on them because they're like one-shot clothies, and then hopefully you have some range that can kill the eye tentacles as you go along.
Yep. And if you're a paladin, you cheat and you divine shield, you leave everyone behind and you go to the room. So yeah, now let's see the not being teleported. So yeah, the range of the mana burn is 20. That's it. So I'm safe here. I want to say that also another ability that's extremely important that healers need to be careful of is this disease that the boss will put in the on the melees. It reduces their HP by half, so it needs to be instantly dispelled on the tank and as fast as possible, but not as fast as on the tank, on the other melees, because that means that they could die from just one eruption on the slices, right? So yeah, be really fast on the dispels. However, the dispels have a 30 yards range, and the mana burn is 20, which means that you might have to take the mana burn to dispel someone, and the mana burn hits extremely hard. So maybe the highest health people can do that. You can also divine shield it if you are a paladin, and maybe we want them to do the spells on people that are going a bit too far. For example, like Thrag is really well positioned for being dispelled, but people on the far side it's another story. Same, the tank needs to be dispelled as fast as you can. So if you have to take some risks, then maybe you have to. Also, if you need to get close to the boss, always be on the slice that is safe, right? So what I recommend is what I do here. I am always kind of max min range basically, and I strafe. It allows me to like I don't really have to adjust much. Like, because the people behind me, they have to move a lot because okay, and then I go in and I judge and I come back, but and then you start pre-moving again, so that you never have issues. And we always kill Heigan before phase 2, so no footage, sorry. So yeah, any questions? Nope. All right. So that's Heigan, and that's
I have a. Do you do something special for the pull for when you enter the room? Because I think, for example, I think mages, if they are too fast, if they blink in, they might actually pull and die.
Oh yeah.
Do you have an order of things?
For mages, I don't know, but
wait for the.
I can ask Ka. Actually, I just attended Ka's Mage Nax debrief yesterday, and I arrived as they were about to finish Heigan, so I don't know what she said at first, but I can ask her. So yeah, for people who don't know Ka, she's in Frontier, but she's also the Mage class lead and Don't Be Weird, which is HC lead, but on Horde. So she has the info. You could ask her, or I will ask. But basically, YMB will, I mean, it's MP this time, will most likely use Battle Shout to get aggro, and that should be enough. So I guess mages could blink, but pending confirmation. Okay, so now, what time is it? Okay. Let's move on to Death Nightwing. It's the only thing that we are missing for Saturday. So we were there. So we just killed the Death Knight packs, okay? And last time we did that, we were in front of the ramp that went downstairs, and this is where Razuvious is. So the first packs that we see are the Death Knight Cavaliers and Death Lords. It's the exact same NPC, except they have different names because they are in different packs, but yeah, doesn't matter. what they do is they do an AoE shadow curse that stacks, and kind of like the AoE gargoyles, they do a lot of raid damage. So here we kill. There's only one Cavalier here. And also something that's really important is that they death coil random people. And this death coil is okay. I'm just gonna pause because I have this video because I get death coiled. So this death coil is not dispellable except with Petri. And you want to Petri if you are going to be death coiled into another pack. We cannot afford to pull 2 packs at once here. And it happens often that people get death coiled into packs, and you really should not slack on using a Petri because this could mean a wipe. Okay. So this is us. Okay. Are the frames good, by the way?
Yeah,
Or
I
is
think
it
they're
a
still
must?
good.
Okay.
And maybe we've lost. I think we're losing a few frames, but it's still a lot better than when we wrote it up before.
Okay. Good. Okay. I have my YouTube being a mess though right now. So it's gonna be completely low res, but
Milk's asking if the the death coil is a fear or a horrify.
I mean we'll see because my weak aura tells me. I think it's a horrify. So I get horrified, yes. So you see here, I'm horrified in the direction of another pack. I know the pool range, so I didn't use Divine Shield or Petri because I knew horrify would fall off before I reach aggro range, but like do not slack on consumes, right? Wait, why is this video there twice? Okay, well, anyway. And just to give you like all the packs. We do this one, and then the patrol. The patrol is comprised of 3 Cavaliers, so it's a lot of raid damage because we have like 3 AoE shadow curses. You would like GSPP for those, by the way. I didn't say it, but now I'm saying it. So yeah, we're just doing that. Are you sure the frames are not dropping like a mess? Because it is on my screen, but on my Twitch stream, it's not, weirdly enough. Yeah, okay.
It's dropping, but it's okay. It's not that bad.
Okay. So those were the Cavaliers and Death Lords. Now we do the Steeds. So the Steeds, yep, yeah. The Steeds are extremely dangerous because they will charge people, and they also have a trample for physical damage around them. They can charge at the same time and trample at the same time, and they really like to charge into trample. They will charge into the caster stack, which means that it hasn't been confirmed, but that's what many of us want. We want Greater Stone Shield rolling on every pool. Every Steed pool, we want Greater Stone Shield. Because even if you're already tanky, that will do it will make them do a lot less raid damage, so it's much easier on the healers. And for the squishies that can get one shot or killed by this, it makes you live. Okay. Healers need to be extremely fast on shielding, buffing the squishies when that happens because they do a lot of damage. So let's see. We will do just like for the Cavaliers and Death Lords, we will do a pull timer. So the melees want to be hiding behind the wall on the left, and the casters, be really careful not to face pull. So we do this. In HC, it happens a lot that they don't charge because we kill them too fast. But I think there are charges in this video, otherwise I don't think I would have selected this one. Oh, we killed it as it was charging, okay. It's a little trampled, but it was okay. Okay, those pools, those last three, they have additional mobs, but they don't do much. They just need to be tanked, and they drop threat. Also, it's really easy to pull the other packs, so that's why they say let them come back. Okay, well, okay. That was just a really chill footage. And the last ones. Yeah. Also, yeah, sorry, it's pixelized. I don't know what's happening with my internet, but you guys all have the guide, so you can watch that in HD by just clicking on the links. So same thing happens here. And okay, yeah. Well, that was not really showcasing how dangerous those can be, but okay.
Recasting
now,
OP.
yeah, for sure. So Razuvious, one of the most complex strategies that we have, and one of the most dangerous bosses that is in Naxx traditionally, but now it's actually the boss that we have the least deaths on. It's really easy if everyone does their job, right? So what we do on Razuvious first, let me explain what he does. He will be patrolling in a circle in this room, this little arena. He has 4 understudies, Death Knight understudies here waiting, and they can be mind controlled, and they will be mind controlled. They are the only units that are tanky enough to sustain hits from him, because he has his infamous ability Unbalancing Strike. I think, yeah, that's the name, right? That one-shots anyone, basically. The only way to survive this would be to have a tank shield wall, and even with shield wall, they need to be healed, because, yeah, it one-shots anyone. So what will happen is we will basically have priests, mind control one at a time the understudies and taunt the boss because they have a taunt, and use shield wall themselves so that they can take the hits from the boss. That's how hard Razuvious hits. On pool, Vital should be the one doing the pool, so he will have a gnomish cloaking device. He will enter the arena invisible and instantly leave his invisibility by casting mind control. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be explained, but let's just pretend at first that everything goes as planned. So Vital comes here, mind controls Skull. He immediately has the boss running to Skull, and he taunts the boss and brings him here in this position where the rogue icon is, because before we discovered we could do that, we would have a rogue tank for this. If the boss is here, that means all here, like under this here is out of line of sight from the boss, which is really important because that means that the casters can be here and hide. One of the most dangerous abilities that the boss has, it's another one. It's called Deafening Shout. So it's deafening, I think. Sorry, I'm confusing the name. So the shout from the boss is something that you need to line of sight if you have mana. It will burn all of your mana and inflict you the same amount as physical damage. So it can one-shot you. We've had people get one-shot like to this. That's why in the video you will see people will drop their mana before pull, and yeah, that's so that they don't die if they take the shout. However, I don't think we will do that because I don't think we can afford to start the fight with 30% mana. So yeah, ignore this on the footage.
I think
So-
some people will drop mana at least.
Maybe the mind controllers, but do you really
Maybe
think
not the
we can?
healers, but I feel like mages, for example, should drop mana.
I mean, that's for you to decide, I guess. If you think that you can sustain the whole fight without going
It's well,
because NHC is so easy. We have all buffs, and we're so geared. Like, of course, we can
in
start a fight
Frontier
with no
1 we dropped
mana.
mana and someone innovated and died.
All right.
But yeah, I don't think, I don't know.
I guess
don't
that's
know.
you decided, guys.
But
Sorry
I
for
think
the
I think the fight won't, because we can outlive, like we can do like Patchwerk and stuff like that. These are longer fights. This fight won't be that long, and you're not casting like half of the time as a mage.
I guess.
So I think you don't use your mana. I think it's safer to just drop to at least like 50% or something, or even lower,
Well then.
or to
All
whatever
right.
is safe so that you don't die in case you tank it. But maybe not
Yeah.
for healers. I don't know healers.
Yeah, healers. I mean, I know. I think I don't want to.
Okay.
But I always have, like, I have more protection than like most others because Divine Shield, wearing plate, and that. So the understudies that are not being mind controlled will be tanked by the off tanks here, and the main tank as well, which means that the mind controlling priest can always mind control them without having to move. All right. The boss will be on the understudies, and because mind control has a duration, we will like rotate which ad is tanking the boss, and he always should be standing here. If he stops somehow having aggro on the understudy that is tanking him, that means that we are kind of in trouble. So what happens usually is Razuvious will start one-shotting people in the order of their aggro on the threat table, and Razuvious runs at 173%, so it's impossible to run out. Like, he will reach you, he will kill you. So what we do is we have a mage tank strat. So the explanation is we will have a mage right here with the other mages. He will start the ignite on the boss. And then the other mages will keep the ignite rolling so that the ignite, the mage that has the ignite is always second in threat. And then the mage will blink towards the far end of the room, go up the ramp, and go upstairs. And this is a reset spot. So if something happens, and it happens often, there's a heartbeat, the MC resists, something happens, the boss, instead of one-shotting all of us, will run here, run to the back of the room, and try to get to the mage that's upstairs, except when he gets to, when he climbs the ramp, he resets at the end of the ramp. So then we can all run safely out of initial pull range, and he will like completely reset, and they will go back to their normal position, and we can pull again another time. All right. So
Or you
that's
can
the
salvage the fight with
Yeah.
dummies. While
yeah. That's I have like a whole thing for this. So that's like what happens if we reset. That means we are protected from all dying with the mage threat. That's the mage threat. So now, if that happens, that's a lot to say. So, what can make Razuvious stop having aggro on another study? Mainly, it's a heartbeat. A heartbeat is when, like every few seconds, an MC can break just randomly. That's how the game is. And so if that happens, the boss will start going to the mage. So what we want is groups to it like one group at a time, put dummies on the ground to stop Razuvious from reaching the ramp, so that the mind controllers can mind control another ad, go to Razuvious, taunt him back to the normal position, and we salvage the fight and we restart where we were, basically. However, when that happens, Razuvious can completely shout everyone, and when he starts running, there is no hiding here. If he starts going like this and you were standing there, then you will be hit by the shout and you might die. And also it will deplete your mana, so you won't have mana to cast spells. So if that happens, people will try to drop dummy here. He might go there, drop dummy there. He might go here, drop dummy there, depending on like who you are. And casters, after you drop your dummy, or if you can't, you just hide behind so that you're not hit by the shout, okay? Also, something to note, he will one-shot dummies, of course, because he one-shot everything, which is why we need a lot of dummies, and we need them like not one at a time, but like one group at a time. And there's the infamous bug that you guys all know now. Like he can batch Unbalancing Strike with something, and if he's taunted by a dummy and you are near him and he hits the dummy, one-shots the dummy, but wanted to batch Unbalancing Strike, he will batch it to whoever's close to him. So he will one-shot people that are close to him when he is hitting dummies. So golden rule, everyone, especially melees, when there's a hard break, move away from the boss. Move away from the boss. Please, you will get one shot. You only dummy and get out. Dummy, get out. Immediately, okay? And if there's a reset, then of course you want to leave the arena because, yeah, you don't want him to see you when he's back. Also, the shout can break the mind control channel, so we cannot have the boss in line of sight of the priest. Also, if the priest gets hit, they die. Also, if they survive, they don't have mana to keep mind controlling. So it's like a disaster if that happens, which is why they need to get bopped instantly. If you see that the boss is not out of line of sight from a priest that is mind controlling, you need to call it out. It's everyone's responsibility to call this out, and so that we avoid a catastrophe. Also, in HCE, what we do is we have mages lip the first shout, and then mages, warlocks, hunters, everyone lips. Actually, no, only the
We get
mages
bopped,
lip.
right?
No, we want bubs for the priests.
But I see, like on HC VoDs, I see all the mages get bopped before Barons. Maybe they're old and you changed, but that's
yeah,
what I wanted
they're
to
old.
ask you about.
They're old. We were doing that before, but we've found some bugs with the MCs that make the ads fixate on the priest, and so we need more buffs for the priest. So now the mages, they only lip the first shout, and then you step here to line of sight, the next shout, and you go back here and you keep casting. Same for the warlocks, same for, all the mana users. You want to get just out of line of sight, you go back in. All right. So that's a very complex fight. Yeah, I hope it's kind of clear, but let's see. So this is an extremely chill Razuvious. Everything goes as planned. There's a lot to do for paladins, but it's in the guide. I'm not going to explain it here. Just want to hope we could have a good quality video, please. Oh, fuck. Yeah. I wanted to comment this. So here you see that's Yngling, the priest. He uses Gnomish device or Invispot, whatever. and he goes here invisible, he will stay here and MC. And I am targeting Razuvious, which is extremely important because you want to know if the MC resisted, you need to bop the priest immediately so that he can try MCing again without dying. I think the frames are bad, right? Just gonna do that. Okay. So the boss is like brought to his position. You see on the left, the warriors are tanking the off tanks. You see the shout is disrupting shout. So the shout is being line of sighted by everyone.
It was lipped by the mages.
Yeah, it was lit by mages.
By 4 of them at
And
least.
and everyone else line of sighted. Also the healers, if we don't have a heartbeat, you never have to move. Like in this footage, I never moved once. Like literally never moved once. You see some people are hiding here. That is like completely too much. I mean, you're completely fine here. Okay, so it's the mana user's own responsibility to lip the shout. If somehow Razuvious starts running this way when shout is about to come out, you can petri, you can lip, you can hide, but yeah, this time you really do have to hide behind. But if he's too fast and shout is coming too soon, then you lip your petri, otherwise you die. Okay. So that was a very really easy Razuvious. One other thing to note is that the fight is not over when Razuvious dies. We need to kill all the understudies that are left. And that is that can be surprising, and tanks can get low because healers are celebrating and they're not healing. Okay. So now, because it's a really complex fight, I have a lot of explanations, but I think we're just going to watch. Just so it's in our brains. Vital will have an issue on his pool. He will be targeted. Okay. And then Vital is shouted here. And he takes extremely high damage and loses his mana, so it could have been a catastrophe, but thankfully he was not the one MCing the ad that was currently tanking. There's a heartbeat at 119, and Vital takes another shout there. That was his first time, so there's a lot of mistakes here, so let's see. So here, the thing is, Vital used Invis too soon, so he's out of invisibility too soon, and the boss is targeting him, so I have to bop immediately. Also for Paladins, if you do that, they will start running towards you and one-shot you, so you need to Divine Shield if the MC resists. But here the MC worked, so Vital don't hit the boss, so it was okay. Here, so I bopped Vital, so he was not boppable. So he positioned the boss not far enough into the wall, so he gets hit himself. He should have lipped, or someone should have called this out, because it was kind of obvious that where Vital was gonna get hit. Then there will be a heartbeat. So more exactly, it's not going to be a heartbeat, but it behaves exactly like a heartbeat. It's simply that the ignite, which is unusual, will go over the ad that is tanking the threat, and he will just start running towards the mage on the other side of the room, and we will salvage the fight. But just see how it looks like. So shout is not coming anytime soon, so I don't need to hide. So you see, I'm not panicking, I keep healing. That's what healers have to do. If shout was about to happen, then yeah, you hide and I mean you lip ideally.
Yeah, see, like all your mages, like they drop to very low mana before the fight.
Yeah, but that's because in HC we can. Because we're all buffs and extremely good gear. But I don't know if in Frontier we can do that, but I mean it's your call.
Yeah, I think we can.
So yeah,
Maybe not as
good.
much, but at least to like not get one shot area like material.
Yep. Also, it's good. So something that we do, I think I wrote it, is in the pre-pool, we have a lot of people prep up the Greater Stone Shield and then they log out. So they have bad CD, but they still have the Greater Stone Shield's armor. So it reduces the chances of you getting one shot. Now, another example. I mean, okay, so that's like an excellent pool. Vital is never targeted. It was the second time we tried. And you see, if I'm a paladin, I'm ready to bop. Oh yeah. Also, everyone should not do any global threat on pool. Otherwise, you die. Okay, because the boss is going to run to you and one-shot you, and you will not be fast enough to survive. If you do any global threat, lip. Okay. So here, Mirakashi, the other mind controller, is going to get hit by a shout. And it's a miracle that the mind control did not break. But yeah, because she was tanking. And then, I mean, yeah, otherwise it's okay. At the end, Vital is in a sus spot compared to the boss because the boss has not been pulled far enough into the wall. So there's a pre-bop on Vital, and this is absolutely excellent. This is what we want. Okay, we could also have a power word shield. It's always good. And now this is a little panic moment from HC Elite from a long time ago. This is not my clip, it's from Thaddius, which is one of our priests. Just to show you how it can be. And you can see people's HP drop to the shout, and they are world buffed, okay? Yeah, where I'd like to start kind of like this. So everyone gets away. You dummy, you get away. You dummy, you get away. You need to check when the shout is coming. 4 seconds. This is extremely dangerous. You leap or you hide. We try to salvage with dummies. Keep dummying. The boss is almost dead, so we try to kill him from there, which is extremely unusual. And yeah, the healers are getting chased by the ads, so yeah, very dangerous. So yeah, there are other panic moments, but I didn't have time to find them. We've had deaths and stuff with the batching bug. Yeah. So yeah, that's all for Razuvious. It's a very complex fight, but you guys, I mean, it's simple as a single person POV, right? Yeah, and melee stand here, yeah. I didn't say that, but behind the bus from here.
On Raz, like, I know we've got the mage strat lined up. How reliable is that for us to hold the ignite with no world buffs?
I'm thinking
and have
about
the mage
it right now.
go all the way up?
We have 4 mages signed up.
I'm not sure it's.
We have.
You don't have to hold it very long. You have to do enough damage on the ignite, right?
Yeah.
To last
Because
the entire
at
fight.
some point the ignite threat will not be reached anyway.
So that's why I was thinking also Bob could be nice if you need to like build a big ignite and you have a shout at this time. There's probably but I've never done it, but there's probably a very precise timing where you know you can build the biggest ignite possible and avoid a shout, right?
I guess the thing is, if you lip the first one, that gives you, how many seconds does that
6,
give
which
you?
is the time cast of a pyro.
No, I mean, a lip, you just have to
Like
have lip
total time to
rolling
build the ignite
when
before you
disrupting
start.
shout happens. You
Yeah,
don't
but
have
you can't
to.
cast it while you're casting a pyro. You know what I mean?
Oh, right, right. But you know when a disrupting shout is gonna happen, so you just have to lip pyro, and yeah, the shout will happen while you're casting. It has a window, but it's small.
You could have a macro to lip pyro, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah.
Then
That
no
I
matter
mean,
what, you're safe.
it has to happen. Let's see if you're here.
I mean, I
The
was just looking at the
shout.
threat, and the ignite threat isn't that. At one point in one of the clips, it looked like it was only like 20% ahead of the warriors.
Yes, but that's because it's relative threat. If you're ranged, you need to get to 130 to rip aggro. So it's good that they can. What happened when we saw that kinda heartbeat? It was exactly that. The ignite threat went over 130% of the current tank. So
All your mages are
Razuvious
lip during this shout. They're all casting.
yeah, so that's what we want. We always lip the first one, and then they line of sight the other ones. So if you lip this,
Can you go back a tiny bit before the shout, please?
yeah. So the shout is about to happen, and
Okay, yeah.
the mages will lip very, very soon. So now, and now they
Should be
can
okay.
cast whatever they want. It will be okay, right? Because the shout will happen. They're safe.
Then it
And
won't happen for like 20 seconds or something.
yes, so you have two
25? Is it? I don't know.
two phases. See what I mean? Like because you can 100% lip one shout, then it's pretty okay. You have until the second shout to build your
Well,
ignite.
so I mean, the thing we're talking about is world buffs give mages 18% spell crit, and we're sitting on less than 18. Most of us are sitting on less than 18% spell crit as is. So world buffs double the crit that mages have, and mathematically that really affects how long we can roll an ignite, especially if we have 4 mages signed up and one of them has to be sitting back. But we can. I'd love to talk to you sometime about this and kind of brainstorm with you and people from HCE. But I don't want to derail your generalist VoD.
Yeah, I think we can like keep going for the generalist thing, and like we can discuss mage stuff later. But yeah, keep in mind that the only thing that the ignite needs to do is to be high enough that no one will go over the ignite itself, because we don't really care if it's like as close as possible to the current ad that's tanking. Like we don't care about that. We just want Razuvious to go to the mage if there's a heartbeat.
I guess people will throttle if it comes to that at the end.
Yeah,
like.
I guess. Yeah, for sure. And we might be using also a bag of marbles rotation, which you see the weak aura for right here, but we don't do this anymore. So it's standing here dead, but we can do that.
I guess they could Petri even. To
Yeah, you could
reset your threat.
Petri. Yeah, you can
and
Petri your threat
DPS
as a
again.
melee and DPS. Yeah. So yeah, that was a lot for Razuvious. Sorry. So now Gothik, another fight that's extremely extremely long to explain. So wait. Yeah, sure. Okay, well, I didn't put the thing. Let me where's the assignment picture? It's here. Let me find it. We are in DK wing. Oh well, actually, it's just that anyway. Okay, so yeah, we can use this. So there's two sides to Gothik: life side and undead side. A Gothik does not take part in the fight during phase 1. He only appears for phase 2. So like the idea of this fight is that on life side there are 3 platforms. Mobs will appear by waves, and when we kill them, their spirits are sent to the undead side, and they get resurrected from the bone piles here. So this is the undead side. There's a door that will be closed during phase 1, and the life side is there. So the idea is that the mobs will appear at a fixed rate on the life side, and you want to not get overwhelmed here, but if you kill them too fast, you will overwhelm the undead side. So we need to communicate with how we can afford to keep killing mobs on the life side or to keep them alive. So the undead side is the most dangerous one. It's also the most healing intensive. The life side is usually less scary, but this time we're not too sure because we will have to be slow on killing the ads, so we might be a bit overwhelmed, which is why we'll have almost all the priests on this side, so we can shackle the mobs and ignore them so that we solve the overwhelming one side or the other issue. Okay. So the placement is as such: a tank, tank, tank on the platform. Then you're supposed to have a wall of paladins and hunter pets. Also, hunters can come. This is a very dangerous position. I said that it's the least dangerous side, but here you are supposed to be soaking charges and you will take damage. So if you're a hunter doing that, you want to creep up Greater Stone Shield, and paladins do that too. And the mobs that spawn, there are three types of mobs here: the trainees, the little guys; the death knights, the ones that charge and stun; and the riders, who are the most dangerous ones. Everything that's not horse related can be stunned. Everything that is horse related cannot be stunned on each side. So the idea is that the Death Knights will charge kind of everyone, and if the tanks could not have aggro on them, they will they will run to this range stack. Usually we have all the ranged here and some healers, and the melees are on the undead side. And so the idea of the wall is to protect this stack, and we do not want to let mobs pass through. It's not always possible though, so yeah, everyone needs to be really careful. So the trainees, I don't think they do much. They're like, yeah, tiny, and yeah. The Death Knights, they charge, they stun, and the riders, they have an aura of shadow damage that hits everyone, and also the Death Knights have a Whirlwind ability. If you get hit by Whirlwind, you have a debuff, and if you have that debuff, the riders can Shadowbolt volley you. So the idea is that you do not want to get hit by Whirlwind, otherwise you take even more damage because the riders that are still alive will Shadowbolt volley. Yeah. What we want is to kill the mobs from left to right. That is the traditional strategy. I think we're gonna do that in Frontier. Yeah, as well. And yeah, that's how you, I mean, yeah, that's like the order. What else? I mean, yeah, I think we can watch. So you see on this picture, the mobs are spawning. And the waves are bigger and bigger. There's like harder mobs and more mobs and all that. So yeah, we try to stop the mobs from getting here. I think I will be the only paladin on this side, which is not much, but we need priests to tackle. So I think we would, I mean, we never do this in H Elite, so I don't have footage of the shackling, but I think we would like to bring the mobs around there so that they don't get freed from the shackle by some random AoE, and then they can be shackled by the priests. Yeah, so yeah. Let's see some live footage first. I have like little clips of things that can happen. Where is it? Okay, Gothik. So that's an example of soaking charges and stopping the mobs. Oh yeah, that was easy. Right. Oh no, there's another wave. Okay. And when they reach the caster stack, the casters needs to they need to like burst the mob that's on them as fast as they can while there's a CC. They can be rooted except the horses. I mean, everything that's horse related cannot be rooted. It can be slowed though. I mean, yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, by the way, but I think that's it. Yeah, something, another such thing. If it's a Death Knight, casters need to move away to not get hit by the whirlwind. If it's not a Death Knight, then you don't have to move away because there's no AoE in melee range that is. Oh wait, it's the same one? What the fuck? Okay. Let me. Okay, so here I see the solutions. I was about to bop, but I don't because YMB gets him. But here I get this aggro on this guy because YMB was not on the platform. Okay, so that's pretty simple example of what you should be doing. What else? And this I think is a scary thing. There's a charge, Hodge stuff, and then yeah. So see so the range tag got hit by the whirlwinds, so they have the debuff that you see, which means that they are eligible to get targeted by Shadowbolt volley. So they could have taken much more damage than this. Like I will say that's weird. The Lepit was not positioned properly here. You should not be that close to the stack because yeah, he whirlwinded like this and all of them were hit. Or maybe it was this one. I'm not sure. Anyway, that's scary. Okay, so be careful. Now on that side, I don't have footage, I'm sorry. That's all I can say. Yeah. Sorry, my bad. I mean
So you want to use a hunter for the soaking of the charge?
yes, because I will be the only paladin.
Can't we
Just
use
me.
a Void Walker?
Maybe, but maybe we won't. That's we should ask you because maybe we want the imp
Okay.
buff.
Ah, yes,
Well,
yes.
We
Okay.
we could use a Void Walker for sure. I actually think SUV said something about this, and maybe we will. Hunter pets for sure, and hunters if they want, but they need Greater Stone Shield for this. Also, dummies should work on everything except maybe the horses. I don't know. Yeah, but that's not a lot of people to make the wall, so casters will have to be fast on the shackling and all that. Now for the undead side, what I can tell you is when trainees die here, they respawn as spectral trainees. When Death Knight dies here, they respawn as the spectral Death Knights. However, the riders respawn as two mobs, one horse and one rider. So that's more mobs than there were there, which is why they can be overwhelmed pretty quickly. We only want the melees to be on the first three piles. You never get close to those if you are on a melee DPS. When they spawn, they can do huge AoE damage. The horses mainly. They can one shot you. So healers have to be extremely careful on spawn. The mobs can chunk a tank so hard, like you need to be extremely reactive. Also, some mobs have a bleed on the tanks, and they might call for bops to remove the bleeds. So listen to that. The idea for the healer position is that you're at the back of the room and you stay there. You want to be able to heal those guys, but you never want to be too close to the stacks, to the piles of bones, I mean. And the spectral trainees, when they come back, they are extremely dangerous because they learn the ability Arcane Explosion, which is like huge raid damage if they get close to this. So you do not want to get at range to be hit by the Arcane Explosion. So if people go too far, call them out. It's your job as healer. You say, like, you're trolling, come back. People do that all the time, by the way, I don't know why. And yeah, so if you have CCs, you want to stop the mob before they reach the healer stack, because it's very bad if they start like AoEing them down. It's like very bad. So paladins, you hodge, or like rogues, you stun, all that. Yeah. I cannot stress enough how melees cannot be close to the piles before before the mobs spawn, except the tanks, of course. Yeah. So you want GSPP and GAPP for this fight. GAPP only if you're on the undead side, and GSPP for both sides. So yeah, it's like a lot of damage that people take on undead, so be extremely careful. Yeah. And now, oh yeah, sorry, phase 2, Gothik will appear on live side, and after I think 20 seconds he will blink to undead side, and we will fight him on the middle of each room every time. And after 20 other seconds, the doors open, and live side can be here, can like enter and join the fight, and then he will blink again until the end. So what Gothik can do phase 2, he has a melee, of course, but he also does shadow bolts, and sometimes he does shadow bolt volleys that can hit a lot of people. It's kind of random. Sometimes it's like everyone, like it's super crazy, and sometimes he can do them like super fast, like every 1.5 seconds or whatever. Like it's crazy. It's been more frequent after SOD came out, so we think something changed. But yeah, it can be scary. Yeah, I think let's have just a little footage of that specifically. That was from last week, I think. Just real quick. So that's yeah, live side. Because we start killing the right, killing left and right is like because of this more dangerous. So I asked to switch side, and then I'm here. And yeah, so you see stuff happens, and then we position. So everyone gets away from the point where the boss will spawn. You can see timers phase 2, 14 seconds. Where I am is where the boss will spawn. So and no one should be standing there. I'm just trolling because I have enormous gear, but no one should be doing that. And YMB should be there and catch the boss. So now we take damage due to the shadow bolt volleys that he does.
You can precast, right? When
Uh,
he's at the end, and then you turn around
I think so.
and the
I think
projectile
so.
follows.
I think so, yeah. Because I know we put Curse of Tongues on him. When he like during phase 1, he has Curse of Tongues. So
But you can also
I
like
guess,
start your cast as long as you're
yeah,
within like 30 yards and stuff like that.
yeah,
And
that's what I mean. Because the curse works on him, I think you can completely cast something on him, and he will blink and get hit.
yeah,
I think.
your cast has
If
to
you-
land when he's on the
However,
floor,
if
though.
you do this, remember that you might have aggro immediately, and he could like one-shot you. Melees hit pretty hard from the boss,
Oh yeah, you should
so
be
be
max
careful.
range. Yeah, 100%.
And be ready to lip if you do this. So yeah, that's all for Gothik. Sorry, I don't have the undead footage. Now, the last part, so a little follow-up. Those are all mobs that we saw already. So we're just gonna go over it really, really fast. Do we have 4 horsemen in this run? No. No, it wasn't the other one. Okay, so a shade, sorry, a spirit. So as we've come to love, I guess. And then ghoul packs that we know and love as well. The acolytes, 2 pairs of patrolling gargoyles that do AoE, acolytes again, ghouls again. This is a patrol that we never saw, like this composition we never saw, but we know those mobs now. So 2 Necronites and 1 Death Knight Cavalier. I mean, Vindicator, but it's the same. Spirit again, ghouls, acolytes, and we are entering the 4 Horsemen's room. Okay, so 4 Horsemen. Don't be scared. This is the explanation. But actually, 4 Horsemen is an like surprisingly simple fight to understand as your own POV. It's an extremely complex fight to explain as a whole, but it's very simple to know what you have to do as yourself. So I think what I'm gonna do is explain the fight from start to finish, from the melee DPS point of view, then the caster DPS point of view, then the healer point of view, and then the tank point of view. Sorry if it takes long. Also, because there's a VoD, you guys can obviously leave whenever.
That's a great idea. Not to leave, but to explain it one by one.
So first of all, this is the room. They all start here. We all enter here. They need to be tanked in those 4 spots, exactly those 4 spots. There is no fucking around with their position. Blomer needs to be here, Celiac here, Mograine here, and Thane here. It happens often on other guilds that are not experienced. They put Blomer here. This is extremely bad. You are going to hit people there and kill them. Like this is like you cannot afford this. So something that everyone needs to do is if you see a horseman that is not on the right spot, you call it out immediately. Okay. Let's do the golden rules for everyone right now. Golden rule, you never say something in comms that is useless. This is not the time for jokes. This is not the time for useless comms. And if you have to do something, to say something in comms, you use proper names. You do not say, relieve me. You do not say, heal me. You do not say, help me. You say, relieve Blomo or relieve MP, heal a crash or whatever. This is how people wipe, okay? Because when something wrong happens, we have very little time to recover. There is no time for like very vague comms and useless ones. Something else. Okay, Zeliek is the most dangerous ones. This is the one that can wipe us all in one go. Unless you're a tank, you should always be at more than 30 yards range of Zeliek at any given time in the fight, except when we run in, of course. Yeah, you have 20 seconds before he starts casting the wipe ability. So that's the golden rule. Yeah, that's all. So now, let's start with tanks, because it's the easiest. So you're a tank, you will have assigns like this. it goes by horse. So, for example, Blomer starts by being tanked by Police, then Volpump, then Puffball, then Slash, and yeah. You can see the orders here. You should see yourself somewhere and know what is going to be your route around the room. Which, by the way, again, sorry, golden rule. When you're pathing again near Zeliek, if you are ranged, you always go this way, and you can only start attacking from this, so behind the pillar. And if you're a tank, you always follow this and exactly this. Okay? You do not want to cause a wipe, so you do not do anything else. And so this is a safe spot, by the way. Oh yeah. Let's describe what they do. So there's a safe spot here because they all have the same ability, that is the mark, and it's the same ability, but it's like they each have their own version. It does the same thing, but it's a different debuff. So if you are close to Blomer, so they all use their abilities, by the way, 20 seconds after pull, and then after this, it's every 12 seconds. So 20 seconds after pull, they will each pulse around them in a 45 yards range, and a mark that will mark you with their name. So, for example, you will have mark of Blomer if you are here. Every 12 seconds after that, you will have a new stack. Every stack increases the shadow damage that you take from this mark. But after 3 stacks, we estimate that 3 is when you need to leave. So if you took a 4th stack, you would take even more damage, and that would be extremely bad. However, if you have 3 stacks of Blomer and you go next to Zeliek, next time you will have the first stack of Zeliek, so it's not going to count as a new stack of Blomer, right? You will start again with the Zeliek marks. The marks last extremely long. So if you rotate to do whatever from Blomer to Zeliek, when you are on Zeliek, you will still have the marks from Blomer. It takes a long time to fade, which is why the idea of the whole fight is we have everyone rotate every time they have too many marks. Okay, there's a very specific order, so don't think it's like by vibes that you will decide when to rotate. It's like extremely well prepared. So that's the ability that they all share, the mark. You will die from a 6 stack mark, most likely, maybe 5. Tanks could survive with 7, maybe with Shield World 8. You need GSPP when going, and Holy Protection Potion as well, because of Zeliek. So what are their unique abilities? So Thane is pretty straightforward. It's a meteor like the one we saw and loved a lot of times in AQ, 20 and 40. It does extremely high damage. So you cannot afford to be at less than 45 yards range, which is the mark range. I think it's 45 for the mark, but the meteor is definitely 45. So you can never heal the tank without being out of range of the meteor, which is why everyone needs to always be stacked with everyone else. We can have 2 stacks, it's okay, 1 range, 1 melee, but yeah. So that's the meteor. It comes out every 12 seconds at the same time as the mark, okay? Blomer, what she does is she creates void zones on the floor. If you stay into a void zone, you die. That's as simple as that. You could take 1 tick, but not 2, and it ticks very fast. Also, if you are arranged here, you want to be in a semicircle around Blomer because you do not want to be near here, because we want to avoid having as many stacks as we can here, because otherwise the tank has to move, the melees cannot really properly position, and once everything is covered by vote zones, then the tank has to move here and will start hitting the safe spot, and we might all wipe. So you want, I mean, that's like dramatic because that never happens because everyone stays at range. And yeah, we want to spread the void zones out so that, yeah, It's never an issue, and people can path and have, you know, ways in and out. You do not want to close the way. Zeliek. Zeliek is the most dangerous ability. It's Holy Wrath. It's called like this, but it's not the same spell as the Paladins. He targets someone randomly, and at 35 yards range, yes, 30. It's 35. Yeah, it's 35 yards range. So you always need to be at more than 40. I think it's at 30, but it's 40. And it does just like Kassoon. It's a chain that will double damage every time it chains to someone else. So it will hit you, not kill you, then hit the next person, maybe kill them, and then definitely kill everyone else that it hits. So if somehow you are close to people that can chain, you like Petri, Divine Shield, or Getaway, and call it out immediately. You might have seen the HC Elite and famous wipe to this from Grief when the tank brought Zeliek here and everyone died. 36 people died. So yeah, that's what happens if you're not careful, which is why the tanks have to path this way and not this way. Okay. Otherwise, you kill everyone here. That's all for Zeliek. Zeliek, very important. I say this now so that everyone can call out the tank if that happens. Zeliek should be tanked against the wall, and the tank should be here on the left. You do not want to have the opposite with the tank on the right and Zeliek here. You want everyone as far away of Zeliek as they can, so the tank should be here so that the healers can be even further. Also, we do not send warlocks there, only mages. Melees never come, by the way. Only mages and hunters can come here. And now Mograine. Mograine is the hardest hitting one of the four. So this is when we need the tanky tanks and the big heals. His ability is a fire dot that does a lot of damage to the tank. That's all. So yeah, let's do the rundown. So I'm a tank. Okay. So you will enter. You go to your horsemen. We will pull them. They will come to us. You grab it and you bring it to its specific spot. You make sure you're really, really well into the corner. All right. Like do not slack on this. And once you have too many stacks of the mark, you will ask for a relief. And the relief who will come knows who they are. They will come relieve you. They can be taunted, by the way. And that's when you should be using your what's it called? Like the ZG trinket, like the Nat Baggles wheel. That's when you use it. Also, every time you take a mark, your threat on the horses that you took the mark from is halved. So it's pretty easy to take aggro from people because the threat does not ever really go that high because it gets halved every 12 seconds. So when you have too many stacks, you ask for relief and then you go to your next assign, unless you have to go to the safe spot. That depends on who you are. So let's say I'm police. I grab Blome, I bring her there. I have too many stacks. I will ask for Valpump to relief. I will say relief on Blome. And Valpump will say Valpump coming to relief on Blome. Then police will go to the safe spot, get healed. And depending on whether Slash, who is doing Zeliek, says I need relief on Zeliek, then police will say, okay, I come to do relief on Zeliek. You go this way, and you do the same. So yeah, as you might see from this, we kill Thane first, so there's only one tank, and Mograine second, so yeah, there's only two tanks. So if I was YMB, what I do is I go here, I bring Mograine there, Thane there, we kill Thane, go to the safe spot, get healed, or immediately go there. It depends what we want to do. It's kind of the same. And then relief on Mograine, heal, tank until he dies. Yeah, I mean, okay, if I was Puffball, then I would grab Zodiac, I bring him here, I push him into the corner, then I switch side and I get here. And this needs to be done in less than 20 seconds because you do not want the Holy Wrath to go into the people that are following you, which are the healers. And then you ask for relief, relief on Zeliek. Puff Slash says he comes, boop, you go back here. And yeah, you don't have anything else to do, but you know that you will relieve Valpump on relief 2. I know those are the HC elite names, but you get the idea. So yeah, that's it. Now melee DPS. So what you are all going to do is you will attack Thane immediately. So Thane will be brought here. You want to always be stacked together, okay? And you want also to be pretty close to the tank. So like the tank will try to be minimum range, minimum melee range, and you want to be minimum melee range without getting parried and stuff from Thane, because if the meteor happens, you want to be in the same meteor area as the tank so that the tank doesn't get one shot. So yeah, another ability that they have and that we need to be careful of is Shield Wall. Every time they reach some HP threshold, they will use Shield Wall. They use Shield Wall at, okay, I don't even remember because I'm not a melee DPS. I think it's 50%, 50 and 20, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's 50 and 20. If they get brought from 50 to 20 before the first shield wall falls off, they will not use the second shield wall. So ideally, I think that's what we want to do because that's what we do initially. We use CDs and you giga pump Thane when he uses the first shield wall, so when he reaches 50%, so that you get him lower than 20% when shield wall expires, so that you can just finish him off extremely quickly and easily. When Thane dies, depends on what you do. I know our assign for Frontier have a little bit different map. Let me get this here. DK. So I think we say there's something like 1 and 2, 3. I don't exactly know. Maybe it's a group or I don't know. Oh yeah, it's not that, not relief. I don't exactly know how you know you're 1 or 2, 3 when you're a melee DPS. So ask Aura. Anyway, so after this, what we usually do in HC Elite, I think, is actually to have all the melees go to Mograine. And what we do is we wait in the safe spot until a mark comes out so that you have the maximum time without a mark to kill Mograine, right? Because if you have too many marks, you need to leave. And if Mograine is not dead, then you could have more seconds to use if you did not take suboptimal, like a mark suboptimally. Okay. So then we kill Mograine as fast as we can. We try to do the same thing. In HC Elite, we have half the melees use their CDs here and half the melees here so that we reach the shield wall threshold on both, but I don't know if in Frontier we can afford that. So the MP will say, or maybe Aura knows, I don't know. And then after Mograine is dead, then the melees will start going on to Blomer. The melees never, ever go to Zeliek. Remember that. And you will start to go to Blomer. You always avoid the void zones, and you leave when you have too many stacks. I don't know if we want all melees to go or if we want a rotation. I think we want a rotation because otherwise you will bait for sure void zones and the tanking zone, so that's not good. but ask Aura. And when all of those 3 are dead, you can wait in the safe spot until the end of the fight. It's extremely long, but yeah, it's boring. And you can also log out to be free, but I'm not sure if that makes you ineligible for loot. I don't know. Have to ask Aura. Okay, so that's good. Now, for the casters. So same. You are a DPS caster. You start here. You will follow everyone and kill Thane. You will most likely stop here and be on the range stack. Most likely a SUV will be marked. And you just pump this guy as much as you can, as fast as you can. When he's dead, you go to the safe spot. You wait for the optimal mark. You go here. You pump damage on Mograine, and you go back when he's dead or when you have too many stacks. It's free. Unless the SUV can correct me, but I think it's free for caster DPS. I think it's free for everyone, except for tanks. And then you might go to Blomo to kill, I guess. I will need confirmation. And we have a
Yes.
rotation.
I'm pretty
Okay.
sure that's correct.
And we have a rotation of casters here. You go exactly here and exactly this way. You do not do this, by the way, because you will get hit by the marks of Blomo, which will reset your timer, and will prevent you from going back or could kill you. So careful. So you go like this, and so yeah, what you do after, so you, like
I'm
you
not sure you're
juggle those two.
streaming.
I think
Maybe
you're.
it's just me.
Yeah, I
with
think
your-
it's frozen.
Yeah,
is
when you
that-
say this and this, we don't see your mouse moving.
Okay. Let me see what happened. Okay, I'm just gonna stop the stream and start again. All right, and now doing it again. I have next in 30 minutes, so I need to be fast. But, oh, it's the last thing we see, so and we're almost done. So, do you see? Can you see?
Yes.
Okay, so you go this way, and you might juggle those two while Blomo is still alive. By the way, you most certainly cannot go there. I mean, go to Blomo, then select then Blomo. You have to go to the safe spot because the marks last really that long. And then when Blomo is dead, you just go there when you can. I think it's when you don't have Zeliek marks anymore. You have 3 marks, you leave, you wait, you don't have marks, you come back, you DPS and do that. When you are here, the most important thing that you need to be careful of is to be max range from Zeliek. You only use your max range spell for this spells. You do not go if you're a warlock. You can only use whatever schools like spell school that you have the talents to have increased range, and you never get close. And if you see anyone that's a bit sus, too close, or like you have any doubt, you immediately say you say the name, move back immediately, and you can patchy if you're scared. Honestly, do not shy away from patching this. I have a clip to show you, like it's terrible. So yeah, and now healers. Okay, healers, you will always move alone. So only you will have your own route, which could be a bit confusing, but do not panic. I created a Ricora that tells you exactly where to stand at all times. Okay, actually, I did not create all of it. I took a Ricora that existed and I made it better. So this thing, so yeah, the assignments say where you start. Okay, so for example, me, the day I took the screenshot, I was on Mograine at the start, and I was a Mark II healer. Every mark, the people that are on that multiple, I guess, of that mark will have to move. So let's say Mark 1, and Mark 4, and Mark 7, and Mark 10, and Mark 13 they will have to move. So Mirakashi, Pilsner, Vital, Moonseer will move when Mark 1 was just thrown out by the horses, and you will rotate clockwise every time. Okay, so Mark 1, Moonseer goes to Blommer, Vital goes to Zeliek, Pilsner goes to Migraine, and Mirakashi goes to Thane. Okay, Mark 2, I will go to Thane, then Lovesick will go, all at the same time. I go to Thane while Lovesick goes to Blommer, while Crab People goes to Zeliek, while Preyland goes to Migraine. Okay, and that's what we do. Mark 3, it's the third healer. And then Mark 4, we start with the Mark 1 again, right? So it's, I don't know how you say that in English, but in French it's a modulo, which means like it's +3, +3, +3, +3. So Mark 1 move at Mark 1, 4, 7, 10, etc. Mark 2 move at Mark 2, 5, 8, 11, etc. And Mark 3 healers move at Mark 3, 6, 9, 12, etc. All right. So this week Aura will tell you exactly where you should be every time. It will also tell you move when it's your time to move. It has custom options, so you need to prepare the custom options before the pull. You have to input how many stacks you want to move. It's 3. What is your first mark when you want to move? It's your assign, and you have to input your starting horseman. And when this is done, this will tell you where to be at all times. Now that we have the weak aura, when a horseman is dead and you're a healer, you can stand in a safe spot. But if somehow the weak aura has broken, because I know some weak auras have broken, that's what killed Jinx's guild. They were not using my weak aura, but theirs had broken. I don't think mine is broken, but just in case, if that happens, then it's easy to see where you should be, even without weak aura, by simply going near the horses that are dead, even if they're dead, because then you have to move when you have 3 stacks. It's pretty simple. Like, if I didn't have the weak aura and I had just moved to Mograine, it's a very slow fight. It's kind of easy to get lost in what you have to do. But I know that because I'm not in the safe spot, I take the Mograine marks. I'm standing here, I'm doing absolutely nothing. And when I have the third stack, I know I have to move to Thane. And then he's dead again, but I wait until I have 3 stacks, and then I can go heal Blomer for real. If you're a healer, you never, ever, 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 and cannot stress this enough, get out of your route. You have to always be where you have to be. And if somehow you got derouted and you are not synced to your assigned, you need to be extremely vocal about this, because you need to ask for a fill. Someone will be a fill and they will take your spot. That's extremely important, because if you are not where you have to be, there will be times when no healer can come to heal the tank and they just die, because if a healer comes and they all have marks, they get one shot. So we cannot allow that. So everyone needs to exactly follow what they have to do. You move every 3 marks, you start on your horse and you move on your mark. You have to know if you're Mark 1 healer, Mark 2 healer, Mark 3 healer, and there will be calls, of course. I think I'll do them, or maybe Vital. And say Mark 1 healers move, Mark 2 healers move, and all that. So with the weak aura, you can stand in the safe spot. If the weak aura is not working, then I suggest you take the damage. It's 3 marks is pretty easily healable. So yeah, don't really care about that. You stay, and yeah, there we are. Let's see a little. Yeah, that's the weak aura link. So before, yeah, I have a few minutes. So the POV, this is a very chill fight that we had. So I was healing Migraine, So I'm targeting Mograine, just so I can see that he is himself targeting the right tank. And we pull. I was Mark 1, I think. So I go on Mograine's future path, so I can judge him, yeah. And I orb walk. So healers have to like heal, walk, heal, walk, heal, walk. On Mograine, you only use your biggest heal, so not the little ones. You cannot sustain the damage with little heals. Mark 1 is gone, has gone out, so you see, okay, actually you see, I don't know who that is. There's a druid, I think, or priest that was like just behind my UI and went to Thane. Now it's Mark 2. It tells me to move to Thane, so I go. And yeah, I need to have reached the stack by the time Meteor comes out. Okay. And Thane dies. It will be longer for us, but not that long, I think, because we want to use all CDs. And then I go to the safe spot because I'm supposed to be on Thane. I heal people. You see the melee DPS just there. They all run in. And some people have to stay, you know. Oh, yeah, my cursor's not there. Some people have to stay in the middle. And now I'm supposed to go to Blomer. So I go up to Blomer. I get close only because I have to judge, and then I will kind of move away. No, I'm trolling. Okay. Fun. I mean, it's not too far, but yeah, I get farther still. And so you can see the healer dance. Every few marks, they will leave. You see there's one guy leaving on the right, and another guy will come from the bottom. The tank has asked for relief, so he can go to the heal spot, to the safe spot. I judge and I go. And I go to Zeliek. So this is when it's extremely important that you have a range add-on to tell you how far you are from Zeliek. And you check that you are all pixels stacked behind that pillar, because if someone is too close, it could be GG for you. Literally one shot. And it's instant. So there's no cast time, by the way, on Holy Wrath. Like you just learn that you're dead. So yeah, you can see the tanks that have just swapped. And then I'm supposed to go to Mograine. You
Wait, how
see
come you
there's
have
some...
a weak aura for 45? Like, what item allows you to get 45?
This is just an add-on, but it works for enemies. It doesn't. You know, Blizzard changed it so you cannot see the range of your allies
Yeah,
except
you
for
need an
30.
ability that's like one item with that range. That's
I'm
usually
not. I'm
how
not.
weak auras work on distance.
Yes, but I'm not sure that
There's a
you
weak
need
aura
an
that works off a
ability
target.
for 45 because I think it's hard-coded into the game 45.
Oh, okay. Okay, maybe.
Just like 100 and 100 plus. My add-on always shows 100 or 100 plus because it's hard-coded into the game. I mean, that's my
Yeah, never
opinion
never
because
mind. I'm just curious because I tried to get that before, but anyway.
So so yeah, I'm staying in the safe zone. So you can see there's some DPS here, some healers are still dancing. So I'm supposed to be on Mograine, but Mograine's dead, so I'm in the safe zone. Remember, if my weak aura was broken, I would be near Mograine. Just don't go melee range because the ghosts, when they die, the ghosts stay, and the ghosts use the marks, and they can melee, and they can one-shot you with a melee if you're squishy. So you go near them to get marks, but not enough so that they melee you. They don't move when they're ghosts. So now I'm supposed to move to Thane, but he's dead, so I'm just waiting. I'm kind of healing people who come back. You see a lot of melees are offline now because they'd rather be safe than stay. See, I'm just having fun, I guess. And now, okay, let's get a bit faster. I'm supposed to go to Blomer. Oh, but she was dead already. It's not often that happens that I have to not go to Blomer. Okay, so she's dead. you see the DPS casters, they go there, do their thing, come back. Here you see pools, I think it's pools. This Warlock, he has the right to do that when he's on Warlock, just because he uses the tank's path to use curses on Zeliek, but that's very special, and I don't think we want to do that in Frontier, and if we do that, SUV will do it. So yeah, I'm on Zeliek, I heal, I have fun.
Yeah, do you think there are windows where you could get closer for a second? Do you have, or is it like, cause like the chain thing?
Yeah, so yes, there is technically a window when you can. Lycie Holy Wrath has a timer. However, like it's such a
Yeah, it's not a
raid
DPS race,
ending.
so
Yeah, they have an enrage timer which is 20 minutes, so we are far like super safe from this. And yeah. So that's all, and then we wait, and then the boss dies, and we're all happy. Okay, so before I have to leave, okay, just Vidal, do you come to Naxx just now or not?
No, I'm not.
Fuck, I need to send them a message. I'll be there in 5. Oh fuck, it's actually wait. Logging in. Fuck, sorry.
Oh, but like as you're doing that, there's a couple of things I want to add for Four Horsemen.
Oh fuck. Yeah, do it.
So like let's say things go terribly, like you get lost. The best thing that you could actually do is just run to the safe spot and just say something, just so that we could have another healer know when to fill. It's very, very possible to be the only healer healing your tank by yourself for at least, I would say, 2 to 3 marks at most. And by that time, somebody else is going to be able to come around and all the healers are going to be able to catch up. You can't Petri out of the instance. You would also have to Hearthstone in between marks itself. The other thing is that for proper execution, what you're supposed to do is, let's say one of the bosses dies, because you're always staying at each corner or each quadrant for 3 marks. You still have to treat it as if the boss is alive for the count. So let's say there's only one boss left. Um, for the other 3 bosses, you would have to do a 3 count. Stay in the safe spot, do a 3 count for each quadrant until it rotates all the way back to that one boss that's alive. If that makes sense. I kind of wish uh, if we could do it like with the map and like a highlighter to actually rotate a healer's path, just so that it would be more
Like
clear. Yeah, like on the map there, are you able to do a highlight?
no, but you can see my cursor, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. So like, let's say for the because I think some of the we have some people that are healing Four Horsemen for the first time.
Yeah.
Let's say we're starting Thane Mark II. What would the
Okay.
first few rotations look like on the
Okay.
cursor? Yeah.
So on
So
pull,
it's
you're here.
yeah, on pull.
Okay, so on pull, you're
Everybody group,
here. Do you want to
and then
say
it's yeah.
or
So then I would
okay.
say Mark 1 healer's move. Mark 2 healer's move. Your Mark 2 rows, yeah. Mark 3 healer's move. Mark 1 healer's move. Mark 2 healer's move. Yeah, and you see where that pillar that Rose is at, it's really important that you don't cross that pillar, because if you do, that's what Rose was saying about, like, you could actually chain the entire healer group if you move up forward. If somebody is moved up forward, you have to tell them to like step back immediately, because they could actually chain the entire group with a
Yeah.
holy wrath. All
Can
right,
I
so
I
for
just need to leave in 1 minute, so let's just
yeah,
say
Mark 1 healers move, Mark 2 healers move, Mark yeah,
okay, you're here.
yeah, Mark 3 healers move, Mark 1 healers move, Mark 2 healers move, Mark 3 heal. Oh yeah, sorry, Mark 2. You would have to go to Mograine if it's still alive, but if it's dead, you stay in the same
Yeah.
spot. So like
I mean, that was Thane for this one because I was in Mograine for safe, and then we did a rotation. I was still safe for Thane.
yeah. So maybe we'll go through it for the healers, especially for somebody that's that hasn't healed it, because it is an easy fight when you do it the second time. The first time it can get a little bit confusing because of how the setup is. But yeah, that's basically what I wanted to
Yeah,
add. Yeah,
that's
Cyrus,
all.
do your thing.
Yeah, I need to go just before that, just so you can see if this happens, the range stack can die. So just make sure you patchy before it hits. Yeah, and then I need to immediately leave because we're dropping buffs.
Rose, are you streaming your Nax?
Yes, it's not working. Or
No, as in like
So see what
the one
happens.
you're going into. Sorry.
Oh, the one I'm going into? No,
Okay.
I don't think so. So this is what happened. So that's because of an ignite. So yeah. And by the way, the person who survived the stream was the world first hardcore Tiesh and survived with 20 HP. So never slack on consumes. That's all. I need to go right now. So sorry, everyone, and thank you for coming. I will post the vote very fast.
Thank you
Bye.
very much, dude. Bye.
Yeah, on this fight, we
Thanks,
will be
Rose.
using the drop ignite call. The weak aura that
Yo,
we have, we'll be using.
that was
drop
insane, guys.
ignite. Anyone will
We'll
be able to
host
press it,
Esu.
and if it's pressed by anyone,
I hope that was
everyone drops
informative
ignite
for
on
you
whatever
guys
boss
as
they're
well.
on.
To imagine we're gonna do the
Pulling
other one
with
for
an
the
ignite
Sunday bosses.
Because you can have an ignite rolling on a mage that's
Lotheb,
in a safe zone.
Saf, and KT.
And
There'll be
they might
another
not
one for
even be
those.
targeting the boss anymore. But if people keep rolling their ignite, overthreat the tank. then
Let's raid
that's what
Esu.
happens.
Thank you for hanging out, guys. Appreciate you all. They're about to do.
So it's every mage's
I don't know
job
how
on
much
that
of
fight
Nax, but they're about to
keep
do
an eye on the
hardcore
threat
Nax.
and call for the drop.
I'll be watching too. Make sure you say hello to Esu.
All right, sounds good. Well, yeah, I guess I'll talk to you guys later. Snow, I'll send you one
Peace,
of
guys.
the priest POVs for the raid tonight. He's yeah, he's on